I thought I'd take a few moments just to show you some of my prized books on military history that I have in my collection and really value. And first up is the Waterloo Companion, which is one of Mark Aitken's series of companion books, and these are fantastic books, and I think a must-have for any military historian or a military board gamer and the like. If you're familiar with them, you'll know what I mean. They just ooze quality, and in many respects they just cover everything to do with the subject matter. So this one here is on the Battle of Waterloo, obviously, and as I said, the book just covers nearly every aspect of the battle, from the composition of all the forces, the uniforms, the equipment, the strategy, the tactics, the moment by moment situation on the battlefield, thousands of, well, not thousands, but many analyses of different aspects of the battle, and it is beautifully illustrated right throughout. One of my favourite books of all time, to be honest. And like all the companion books by Mark Aitken, I'm sure not everything is 100% correct, but I've got no doubt that he did his utmost to provide accurate and accurate information to the best of his ability. But this Waterloo book, if you're a fan of the Napoleonic Wars, is an absolute must, and just can't rate them highly enough. So that's the first one in the series I got, Waterloo, probably my favourite, just a beautiful hardcover book. Second up in the series, which I own, or second up for me anyway, is the Gettysburg Companion, and I purchased this when I picked up the Guns of Gettysburg, and this is just as good as Waterloo, and throughout the book everything about the battle is covered, and a background to it, and the armies and the situation, just illustrated with the most amazing illustrations and map illustrations. They're just a work of art, these books, to be honest. And if you're remotely interested in the Civil War, to me this is just a must-have. Just look at some of these illustrations, just fantastic, and it just goes on and on and on. The level of detail is fantastic, and the coverage of it is amazing, and just so many aspects of the battle are covered. It's just quite mind-boggling. Highly recommended book if you're into the Civil War at all. So that's Mark Aitken's Gettysburg. Now, the third one in the series I have is the Trafalgar Companion, which is a guide to the battle, obviously. Famous personage in the name of Admiral Lord Nelson. And again, this is just another amazing collection of information about the battle, presented in the most glorious way, with fantastic illustrations, great analysis, in-depth details in many areas. Just terrific. Every aspect of this book is fantastic, and even if you're not a fan of naval warfare, I still highly recommend it. Just thoroughly entertaining reading, and a great reference for those that maybe do like naval warfare, particularly in that period. So that's my third book in the series that I own, and he's put out 4 books, and the fourth one is, which was recently just put out, the Western Front Companion, and this is a library version. I haven't picked up my copy yet. I'll wait for it to appear somewhere at a reasonable price. On that note, these books are not cheap. They are quite expensive, so you really want to hunt around and get a good price when you do get them, but even at full price, I can't recommend them highly enough. So the Western Front Companion came out recently, and it covered the First World War, and I was humming and hawing as to whether to get it or not. Then I picked it up, this copy, at the library, and it just blew me away again. Just continuation of the level of detail, the level of presentation. I really can't describe how good these books are. and I'll be picking up my copy of this one once it, as I said, comes at a better price. Okay, the sun's just come out, giving us a bit of glare there. So great book to have if you're playing Paths of Glory. This one here just as a great reference to help you sort of tie in the game a bit. Yeah, the Trafalgar Companion is great if you're playing something like 1805 Sea of Glory or Sails of Glory. The Gettysburg Companion, well, that's obvious. You can read that with many Gettysburg games. And the Waterloo Companion, although it relates to the Waterloo battle, yeah, all the information pertains to the Napoleonic era, and that's my Napoleon's Triumph go-to book. So those are my prized companion books. Another prized book I have is the Peninsular War Atlas by Colonel Nick Lipscombe. And I'll just get this out of the hardcover here, so bear with me. You can view the scenery while I extract this beautiful book. And I picked this one up at Book Depository and don't regret it at all. Beautifully presented. And this is a series of atlases along with accompanying information on the Peninsular War, and a terrific read and a great reference, again presented in an impeccable manner like those of the Waterloo Companion. Certainly a different style of book, very much a map related book, atlases, but the detail of the battles that accompany the maps is just terrific. And if you're a fan of Napoleonic Wars, and in particular the Peninsular Wars, I can't recommend this one highly enough. The Peninsular War by Colonel Nick Lipscombe. Comes in a beautifully bound volume and a nice hard cover. And the final one for this video is Lost Battles. Now, Lost Battles comes with the game Lost Battles by Philip Subban, and this is my hard copy version. You get a paper copy version in the game if you can get a hold of the game. And I've picked this up as one of my all-time favourite books, not because it's a definitive reference in regards to ancient battles, and it's not, far from it, but I just like the fact that this is tied into a game, that you get a copy of this with a game, and the game system is in the book, and the history is related to the game system, and so forth. Yeah, to me that's the pinnacle of wargaming, where you get books on the subject with the game. Just fantastic. So I thought I'd just show you a few of my prized books on military history. I have quite a large collection, but most of it's in storage. But I have these out with me as I just love referring back to these beautiful works of art. So I hope you found that interesting, and if you haven't picked up a copy, check them out at your library, or if you can afford one, just go grab one. They're really great. Okay guys, I've got to go inside and have another crack at Churchill. Thanks for watching.